So imagine you have a machine, and that machine allows you to put in $1 and receive back $170. That is exactly what the Pelosi family has. Kolshi's prediction market gives only a 23% chance of banning congressional stock trading before 2027. Despite the bipartisan bills and 86% public support across parties, recent proposals from House Speaker Mike Johnson, a Republican, Bryce Style would stop new individual stock buys but allow holding existing ones. While the Democrats pushed to include the president and families, Nancy Pelosi's family portfolio drew sharp attention, with Quiver Quant reporting over 133 million in profits since 1987, a 17,000% return, far outpacing the S&P 500, though she says her husband trades independently without insider info. So right off the bat, she has returned more than the S&P 500, which was 4,500%. Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time, has returned only 2,500% in that same time span. And Nancy Pelosi has returned more than 5x what Warren Buffett has, at almost 17,000%. And this is her returns over time. It's a nice little bar chart for you. Incredible. This is how the rich stay richer, guys. So we have a little video for you right here. They're going to press her on it. Donald Trump is. So let's see what they have to say.
The Wolf of Washington could be in big trouble. Investigators might finally get a peek inside Nancy and Paulie P's earnings sheets.
Nancy Pelosi should be investigated because she has the highest return of anybody practically in the history of Wall Street. It happened by she knows exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be announced. She buys stock and then the stock goes up.
Mind you, if any of us do this, it's absolutely illegal. You will go to prison. See, what they do is, Nancy Pelosi, she's a congresswoman, so she has access to documents that can show things such as like a company is going to buy another company, or a certain company is having losses that the public doesn't know yet. So she can bet against those companies or for those companies and activate on that information, and other people can't. So she has the advantage. And she might have an account. She says her husband invests for her. So she probably had her husband create an account. She feeds him the information, and then he makes the actual trades.
The announcements made.
Nancy heard the news and ran to CNN on a busted hip, but Tapper treated her like Biden on debate night.
Nancy Pelosi became rich.
Why do you have to read that? We're here to talk about the 60th anniversary of Medicaid. That's what I agreed to come to talk about.
But we're not here to talk about your how you beat Warren Buffett over the past 38 years and outperformed the S&P 500 index funds by more than like 10 times. Let's not talk about that stuff.
That means in the election.
I wanted to give you a chance just to respond. He accused you of insider trading. What's your response to that?
That's ridiculous. In fact, I very much support the stop the trading of members of Congress. Not that I think anybody's doing anything wrong if they are.
So, like, if we go back to right here, they want to pass a bill that will prevent Congress people from, or I guess people in the government in general, I'm not really sure, prevent them from actually participating in the stock market, which would be a great thing. That will equalize the playing field. Actually, Donald Trump has the same issue. He had made an announcement. Someone bought a bunch of Bitcoin, $100 million worth. 2 days later, that person sold all that Bitcoin after he made another announcement. So they profited something like $200 million on that. And so, you might see the president's salary as being $400,000 a year. It's not actually $400,000 a year. If you're Donald Trump, it's actually more like $500 million a year.
They are prosecuted and they go to jail. But because of the confidence it instills in the American people, don't worry about this. But I have no concern about the obvious investments that had been made over time. I'm not into it. My husband is.
I'm not into it. My husband is.
So is your husband's a better investor than Warren Buffett by like a lot? That's completely ridiculous. albeit Warren Buffett did make a majority of his returns before 1987 for actual obvious reasons. It's a lot easier to turn 10,000 into 20,000 than it is to turn 10 billion into 20 billion. So
He's in Napa, a Wall Street whiz kid, and his wife knows nada. If pillows could talk. Meanwhile, the Senate's suiting up too. They just advanced an anti-stock trading bill for Congress, but Trump's not pleased. He says, why would one Republican, Josh Hawley, side with Democrats to block a review of the bill? It's a great bill for Nancy and her, quote, husband, but bad for our country. Trump even gave Hawley a new nickname, second-tier senator. Josh Hawley joins me now. Are you a second-tier senator?
Well, that's not the worst thing that's been said about me even today, Jesse. So, listen, I had a good chat with the president earlier this evening, and he reiterated to me he wants to see a ban on stock trading by people like Nancy Pelosi and members of Congress, which is what we passed today.
The thing is, too, is like with stuff like this, they might pass a bill that will prevent people like Nancy Pelosi from participating in the stock market, but they'll leave language in the bill that will prevent them from being prosecuted for the same thing. So they'll leave a loophole in for some senators or Congress people that allow them to do it, but not others.
I think it is absolutely vital we put.
And even if they do this, what will prevent them from having someone else create an account, a family member, and then they just give them the information, like I said before.
Up to this, Pelosi shouldn't just be investigated; she should be prosecuted. And we need to make what she is doing and other members of Congress is doing illegal. I mean, you shouldn't be able to go up to Congress and get rich by trading on information that only you have and not members of the public. Right now, lots of members of Congress are getting by with it. We need to make the whole thing illegal.
So when you spoke to the president, did he explain why he called you second tier?
Well, I think that the president, a number of people who are opposed to banning stock trading had said to the president that he would be covered by the bill. He'd have to sell Mar-a-Lago and sell assets. Not the case at all. The president and the vice president, all their assets are totally exempted. And here's the point. This is what we talked about.
That's what I'm saying.
The point of this bill is to ban members of Congress from trading on the information that only they have. I've supported this bill for years.
So not the information that the president has.
Jesse, I think we call it the Pelosi Act.
That's a very small
it is named for her because she is the poster child of this kind of behavior. It ought to be illegal and it ought to be prosecutable.
So what Pelosi will say is that she doesn't manage any money. Her husband manages the money. Her husband makes the trades, and she has nothing to do with it.
She has nothing to do with it.
Does this bill have a loophole that she can exploit again?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, in fact, this bill will cover not only her, it will cover her husband. And the point is we need to make it illegal for people to do this kind of thing. 86% of Americans look at stock trading by members of the Congress and they say, we ought to ban that. They can't believe it's not been banned already. Nobody should be up in Congress making a quick buck day trading when they should be doing the people's business. The president wants a stock trading ban. I want a stock trading ban. It's time to get it done.
All right. Sounds like common sense to me. Senator Hawley, great to talk to you. Thank you again.
Incredible. Let's see what people have to say about it. Owning stocks and cracking down lobbying would make Congress work about 25. Yeah, I agree with that one. Look at this, guys. This is incredible. Her net worth before Congress, $785,000. After Congress, $133 million. The best trader in history. No exaggeration.
37 years in Congress. That's according to a new report by the New York Post. The former House Speaker saw a whopping return of nearly 17,000% while in office, outperforming the Dow.
It really is.
For taking office in 1987, a financial forum showed California Democrat and her husband reporting up to $785,000 worth of stocks in their portfolio.